Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Dentistry, dental appliance consisting of an artificial crown for a broken or decayed tooth. An outer wrapping or casing. Phonograph records were sold in cardboard jackets. A short coat. Provide with a thermally non-conducting cover. The tubing needs to be jacketed. Put a jacket on. The men were jacketed. The outer skin of a potato. The tough metal shell casing for certain kinds of ammunition. A protective covering that is part of a plant. Lie at the top of. Snow capped the mountains. The upper part of a column that supports the entablature. A fruiting structure resembling an umbrella or a cone that forms the top of a stalked fleshy fungus such as a mushroom. A mechanical or electrical explosive device or a small amount of explosive can be used to initiate the reaction of a disrupting explosive. An upper limit on what is allowed. They established a cap for prices. Dentistry, dental appliance consisting of an artificial crown for a broken or decayed tooth. A tight-fitting headdress. A top, as for a bottle. Restrict the number or amount of. We had to cap the number of people we can accept into our club. Something serving as a cover or protection. Be the culminating event. The speech crowned the meeting. Invest with regal power, and throne. The prince was crowned in Westminster Abbey. The center of a cambered road. An ornamental jeweled headdress signifying sovereignty. The top or extreme point of something, usually a mountain or hill. The upper branches and leaves of a tree or other plant. The top of the head. Dentistry, dental appliance consisting of an artificial crown for a broken or decayed tooth. Tomorrow my dentist will fit me for a crown. The award given to the champion. An English coin worth 5 shillings. A wreath or garland worn on the head to signify victory. Form the topmost part of. A weather vane crowns the building. Put an enamel cover on. Crown my teeth. The crown, or the reigning monarch, as the symbol of the power and authority of a monarchy. The part of the hat, the vertex, that covers the crown of the head. The part of a tooth above the gum that is covered with enamel. Dentistry, dental appliance consisting of an artificial crown for a broken or decayed tooth. Dentistry, dental appliance consisting of an artificial crown for a broken or decayed tooth. A device to repair teeth or replace missing teeth. Arrange or fold as a cover or protection. Wrap the baby before taking her out. Arrange or coil around. She wrapped her arms around the child. The covering, usually paper or cellophane, in which something is wrapped. Enclose or enfold completely with or as if with a covering. Cloak that is folded or wrapped around a person. A sandwich in which the filling is rolled up in a soft tortilla. Crash into so as to coil around. The teenager wrapped his car around the fire hydrant. The covering, usually paper or cellophane, in which something is wrapped. An enveloping bandage. A loose dressing gown for women. The covering, usually paper or cellophane, in which something is wrapped. Cloak that is folded or wrapped around a person. Put a coat on. Cover the surface of. Furnish with a surface. Coat the cake with chocolate. A thin layer covering something. A second coat of paint. Form a coat over. Dirt had coated her face. Growth of hair or wool or fur covering the body of an animal. An outer garment that has sleeves and covers the body from shoulder down, worn outdoors. Cover or provide with a coat. A recording of a song that was first recorded or made popular by somebody else. They made a cover of a Beatles song. Form a cover over. The grass covered the grave. Clothe, as if for protection from the elements. Cover your head. A fixed charge by a restaurant or nightclub over and above the charge for food and drink. The act of concealing the existence of something by obstructing the view of it. The cover concealed their guns from enemy aircraft. Travel across or pass over. The caravan covered almost 100 miles each day. Span an interval of distance, space or time. The period covered the turn of the century. A covering that serves to conceal or shelter something. Under cover of darkness. Include in scope. Include as part of something broader. Have as one sphere or territory. This should cover everyone in the group. Fire that makes it difficult for the enemy to fire on your own individuals or formations. Artillery provided covering fire for the withdrawal. Put something on top of something else. Cover the meat with a lot of gravy. A natural object that covers or envelops. Under a covering of dust. The protective covering on the front, back, and spine of a book. Make up for shortcomings or a feeling of inferiority by exaggerating good qualities. Bedding that keeps a person warm in bed. He pulled the covers over his head and went to sleep. Hide from view or knowledge. The president covered the fact that he bugged the offices in the White House. Be responsible for reporting the details of, as in journalism. The cub reporter covered New York City. Covering for a hole, especially a hole in the top of a container. Put the cover back on the kettle. Act on verbally or in some form of artistic expression. The course covered all of Western civilization. Sit on, eggs. The female covers the eggs. Protect by insurance. The insurance won't cover this. Cover as if with a shroud. Copulate with a female, used especially of horses. The horse covers the mare. A false identity and background, especially one created for an undercover agent. Her new name and passport or cover for her next assignment. Be responsible for guarding an opponent in a game. Be sufficient to meet, defray, or offset the charge or cost of. Is this enough to cover the check? Help out by taking someone's place and temporarily assuming his responsibilities. She is covering for our secretary who is ill this week. Hold within range of an aimed firearm. Invest with a large or excessive amount of something. She covered herself with glory. Maintain a check on, especially by patrolling. The second officer covered the top floor. Play a higher card than the one previously played. Smith covered again. Protect or defend, a position in a game. He covered left field. Provide for. The grant doesn't cover my salary. Provide with a covering or cause to be covered. Cover her face with a handkerchief. Spread over a surface to conceal or protect. This paint covers well. To take an action to protect against future problems. Count the cash in the drawer twice just to cover yourself. Especially fine or decorative clothing. Provide with clothes or put clothes on. Provide with clothes or put clothes on. Qualify for teaching at a university in Europe. He habilitated after his sabbatical at a prestigious American university. Provide with clothes or put clothes on. Provide with clothes or put clothes on. An article of clothing. Garments of the finest silk. Clothing in general. She was refined in her choice of apparel. Provide with clothes or put clothes on. Provide with clothes or put clothes on. Provide with something, usually for a specific purpose. Provide with clothes or put clothes on. Cultivate, tend, and cut back the growth of. Dress the plants in the garden. Suitable for formal occasions. A full dress uniform. Kill and prepare for market or consumption. Dress a turkey. A one-piece garment for a woman, has skirt and bodice. Of an occasion, requiring formal clothes. A dress dinner. Put on clothes. We had to dress quickly. Decorate, food, as with parsley or other ornamental foods. Clothing in general. Fastidious about his dress. Provide with clothes or put clothes on. Parents must feed and dress their child. Arrange in ranks. Dress troops. Dress or groom with elaborate care. She likes to dress when going to the opera. Provide with decoration. Dress the windows. Give a neat appearance to. Dress the horses. Dress in a certain manner. She dresses in the latest Paris fashion. Arrange attractively. Dress my hair for the wedding. Clothing of a distinctive style or for a particular occasion. Battle dress. Apply a bandage or medication to. Dress the victim's wounds. Convert into leather. Dress the tanned skins. Cut down rough-hewn lumber to standard thickness and width. Put a dressing on. Dress the salads. Put a finish on. Dress the surface smooth. Provide with clothes or put clothes on. Clothing of a distinctive style or for a particular occasion. Provide with clothes or put clothes on. Cover as if with clothing. The mountain was clothed in tropical trees. Furnish with power or authority. Of kings or emperors. A member of any of several British or American groups consisting predominantly of young people who shave their heads. Some engage in white supremacist and anti-immigrant activities, and this leads to the perception that all skinheads are racist and violent. Climb awkwardly, as if by scrambling. Remove the bark of a tree. The rind of a fruit or vegetable. Strip the skin off. A natural protective body covering in sight of the sense of touch. Your skin is the largest organ of your body. Body covering of a living animal. Bruise, cut, or injure the skin or the surface of. The boy skinned his knee when he fell. A person whose head is bald or shaved. A bag serving as a container for liquids. It is made from the hide of an animal. An outer surface, usually thin. The skin of an airplane. A person's skin regarded as their life. He tried to save his skin. British politician, 1788 to 1850. The rind of a fruit or vegetable. Come off in flakes or thin small pieces. The paint in my house is peeling off. Strip the skin off. Get undressed. Remove the husks from. Hard outer covering or case of certain organisms such as arthropods and turtles. Come out better in a competition, race, or conflict. The exterior covering of a bird's egg. The housing or outer covering of something. A metal sheathing of uniform thickness, such as the shield attached to an artillery piece to protect the gunners. Use explosives on. The enemy has been shelling us all day. Create by using explosives. A very light, narrow racing boat. Ammunition consisting of a cylindrical metal casing containing an explosive charge and a projectile, fired from a large gun. A rigid covering that envelops an object. The satellite is covered with a smooth shell of ice. Fall out of the pod or husk. The corn shell. Hit the pitches of hard and regularly. He shelled the pitcher for 8 runs in the first inning. Look for and collect shells by the seashore. Remove from its shell or outer covering. Shell the legumes. The hard, largely calcareous covering of a mollusk or a brachiopod. The hard, usually fibrous outer layer of some fruits, especially nuts. The material that forms the hard outer covering of many animals. The enclosing frame around a door or window opening. The casings had rotted away and had to be replaced. The housing or outer covering of something. The outermost covering of a pneumatic tire. A specific size and style of type within a type family. An enveloping structure or covering enclosing an animal or plant organ or part. The enclosing frame around a door or window opening. A person of a specified kind, usually with many eccentricities. A mental case. Printing. The receptacle in which a compositor has his type, which is divided into compartments for the different letters, spaces, or numbers. For English, a compositor will ordinarily have 2 such cases, the uppercase containing the capitals and the lowercase containing the small letters. The quantity contained in a case. The housing or outer covering of something. The clock has a walnut case. Bed linen consisting of a cover for a pillow. The burglar carried his loot in a pillowcase. A special set of circumstances. It may rain, in which case the picnic will be cancelled. An occurrence of something. It was a case of bad judgment. Enclose in, or as if in, a case. My feet were encased in mud. Nouns or pronouns or adjectives, often marked by inflection, related in some way to other words in a sentence. A comprehensive term for any proceeding in a court of law whereby an individual seeks a legal remedy. A person who is subjected to experimental or other observational procedures. Someone who is an object of investigation. The cases that we studied were drawn from two different communities. A glass container used to store and display items in a shop or museum or home. A person requiring professional services. A typical case was the suburban housewife described by a marriage counselor. A portable container for carrying several objects. The musicians left their instrument cases backstage. A problem requiring investigation. Perry Mason solved the case of the missing heir. A specific state of mind that is temporary. A case of the jitters. A statement of facts and reasons used to support an argument. He stated his case clearly. Look over, usually with the intention to rob. They men cased the house. The actual state of things. That was not the case. The jacket for a phonograph record. A paper jacket for a book. A jacket on which promotional information is usually printed. A large piece of cloth used to cover furniture that is not in use for a long period. A paper jacket for a book. A jacket on which promotional information is usually printed. A removable plastic protective covering for a piece of equipment. A paper jacket for a book. A jacket on which promotional information is usually printed. A paper jacket for a book. A jacket on which promotional information is usually printed.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.